Hey guys, what's up? My name is Christine. In today's video, I am going to share my 7-day water fast experience and just basically explain how it went for me, the results that I had, and all of that jazz. It was really like an eye-opening experience for me, so I just wanted to get on here and document it. For other people who are on their health journey or whatever it is that you're going through, this was definitely one of the hardest things I ever did, but it was so rewarding in the sense that, it was just all benefits across the board. So without further ado, let me go ahead and jump into it. So I've never gone this long without eating. This was the first time, 7 whole days, a whole week. The longest I ever did before was like 3 or 4 days. So I really wanted to push myself this time and make a week. And initially, I had been meaning to fast for a while, but the opportunity came when someone that I knew was doing it, and I was like, okay, I'll do it to support you. I've been meaning to do it anyways. And I think fasting is not something that you should just jump into. I think that it's something that you have to be mentally prepared for. And both times that I've done it now, it was at a time when I just knew, like, okay, I'm ready to fast. Like, I can do this. And when I made that decision, I just stuck to it. So it's not something that I would just wake up one day and be like, I'm going to do a water fast for 4 or 5 days or however, just because your body you might not mentally be ready for it. And the first time I ever water fasted, I kind of worked my way down. So I ate less and less and less as the days went by. And like, I think the day before I did it, I was eating like a hard-boiled egg in the morning with a piece of peanut butter toast. And then, yeah, just water the whole day, that type of thing. The reason that I did the fast is that at this point in my time, there was a lot of things that I was trying to manifest, and I just wanted to work on my discipline. I just wanted to do it for spiritual reasons. Like I said, I was trying to manifest things in my life. And at the same time, I just wanted to work on, my gratitude, because when you're fasting, you really realize how blessed you are. The fact that every time you're hungry, you have the option to be able to eat. I think that that is just an amazing thing that we could be grateful for every day that we don't think about. So the most important thing is I wanted to reshape my relationship with food, because I feel like in America, our lives revolve around food so much. And I think that we overeat. And when you fast, that's when you really realize how much we overeat and how much everything that we do is kind of surrounded around food. And it was so eye-opening. Now I eat totally different. A little bit of history about like my eating habits. I haven't ate meat in about 2 years now, and I don't do dairy, so I'm very plant-based, vegetarian. And there was times when I was eating pescatarian, eating seafood here and there, but there's so much toxins in the ocean that I just decided to just go full vegetarian. I don't know if I'll ever go vegan, but I do like to eat at a lot of vegan restaurants sometimes. I just like to give myself the option to eat like eggs and things of that nature, but I might be coming to a close with that. But as of now, plant-based is just what I go by. I don't really go by any strict diet plan. I just kind of eat what makes me feel good. And meat does not make me feel good, and neither does dairy, milk, cheese, all of that stuff. Like, night and day, the way that I feel so much lighter ever since I stopped eating all of that crap, all of that junk. It's not even real food, processed, poisonous, bad for you, all of that. Food is information. So whenever you eat certain things, you have to be very mindful of the stuff that you're putting into your body, because it literally is information. And you can eat to heal yourself, and we don't. We eat to do the exact opposite. One of the main things I wanted to touch on is that when you fast, you realize how much you overeat. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the breakdown of how much I was and how much I lost, which is really embarrassing, but let's just go there. So I am 5'8", and I was 188 when I started this fast. And when I ended on day 7, I had lost 15 pounds, and I was exactly 170 pounds. Thank you. Period. Okay, so my heaviest that I've ever been was 204, and I was literally obese for my height, even though I didn't look like it, because people carry weight differently. I was considered obese by the BMI metrics, and I definitely felt the worst I ever felt in my life. I'm naturally a skinny person, so even though I wasn't like what people would consider big. I was clearly overweight, and it really showed in everything, in my clothes, the way that I would look in pictures. I remember looking at myself in pictures, and I might insert some pictures in here now that I think about it. I'm not sure if I want to do that to myself because I don't know her anymore, you know, but I might insert some pictures to show how bad I let it get, because sometimes when you're gaining weight, you don't clock how much you're gaining until you look at yourself in the picture or you look at your clothes, because you're seeing yourself every day. So you might notice that you're gaining weight, but it's not as evident as, like, I don't know, when people start telling you like you're getting big, that's like the worst feeling ever. Like, it really sucks. And it really did affect my mental health at that time. Like, I remember not wanting to go places and just not feeling like I was me. Like, who is she? Who is this girl that I'm seeing when I'm, like, you know, recording myself? Like, I'm like, it was so crazy because I was trying to figure out why I was looking different in the pictures, or whenever I was on Snapchat sometimes. This was like 2-3 years ago when I was at my heaviest. I was wondering, why is it not hitting the same, not even letting it register to me that like my face was way fatter. So looking back now, it's so obvious, but I mean, now it's like, yeah, don't ever let yourself get to that point. Don't let food control you. You control food. Eat to live, don't live to eat, basically. So I realized that I was doing the opposite, and now food doesn't control me. Like, I am very mindful of the things that I put into my mouth and my body, and that really helps me be able to just live a more freer life as far as mental clarity goes, and just the way that I feel so much lighter. I feel like connected to everything around me. It's really like a spiritual thing for me, but it's just a lifestyle. It's not just a diet. And I think that's the biggest thing with losing weight is the lifestyle change, because that's exactly what it is. You have to change the way that you eat at restaurants. And it's hard at first, but it's to the point now where it doesn't even affect me anymore. Like, I feel completely like normal going to a restaurant and ordering off the vegetarian options, the vegan options. If they don't have anything with no meat, then I'll just order some sides. Water, green tea. I don't even really drink sodas or juice for, I don't know, a long time now, probably ever since I stopped eating meat. So it has just been an amazing experience, but I wanted to give you guys a breakdown of how much I was losing day by day and how I felt. And there's so many benefits to fasting, but I'm not going to go into that in this video just because this video is really just to document my experience. And this whole fasting process, 7-day process that I did it around March, April. So this was a few months ago, and I've still managed to maintain the weight that I lost, that 15 pounds that I lost in 1 week till this day. And this is October 1st. So when I'm recording this video, so that just shows that you can fast and you can retain the weight loss. Now, I will fluctuate between 185 and 188 because sometimes at that time I was going out a lot more, brunches, a lot of dinners, a lot of dinners. Even though I wasn't eating like meat and stuff, I was eating like more frequently throughout the day. So I was 188 sometimes, and if I get it in the check, maybe I can get to 185. So when I started, it was 185, and the first day, it was normal to me. Like I said, I fasted before, so I didn't really have any hunger pains or anything like that. When you're fasting, it's important that you take an electrolyte, so you can drink like Smart Water or put a little bit of sea salt in your water to help you with like getting migraines and feeling really yucky and that type of thing, especially when your body goes, I think when your body goes into ketosis, the hunger is not as like painful as the first 1 to 3 days. If this is your first time, I would definitely consult a doctor. I'm not a doctor. This is just my experience. So make sure that you don't have any underlying conditions or anything like that, which will affect fasting. But I feel like with the medical world or whatever, they kind of frown on fasting, but I think fasting is one of the best ways to heal yourself, and it's free. All you need is water. And I think that's kind of goes against the whole like prescribing medicines and this type of thing, like the pharmaceutical industry, how they profit off of it and that type of stuff. So I don't really want to go there, but you need to be in check of what you're putting into your body, because it does affect everything in your life. And you can eat to heal yourself. That's what food is meant for. Food is information, plants, all of that. Like, it's all information. You're taking it into your body. That's why with like eating certain meats and stuff, it's a lot heavier, a lot of darker, denser, depressed energy. A lot of those animals go through a lot. So when you eat it, I think it kind of weighs down on you a little bit, but that's just my opinion. I'm a very open-minded person. You don't have to take my take for it. Everyone who knows me personally knows, like, if I know you, I have a lot of different ideas about like what's going on in the world, spirituality, that type of thing. So I'm all about educating yourself so that you can live your best life. Off of that, I can't believe I went on that long round. That was day one, basically. So day one, I was 185. Day two, my stomach was growling and I had hunger pains. And that was the time when the first day, it's like you ate the day before, especially if you ate dinner or you ate later in the day. So you're not technically hungry, like starving at that point, because you just had a meal recently on day one, like the day before. So you're not really feeling it as much, especially if you have a little bit more body fat on you. You're not like starving at that point. Day two is when my stomach was growling and I had hunger pains, which lasted about a couple minutes, and then after that the hunger pains would subside and then I would feel normal. So it was just a couple times throughout the day I would have like hunger pains or whatever. So day three, I was not as hungry, I had more energy, and that day I weighed in at 181.5 that morning and 179 that night around 8 p.m. So I lost about 2 pounds or whatever, give or take, between the morning and that evening. And that night I had trouble falling asleep, and this is a side effect of fasting that I did not know. Day four, I had high energy, I had a slight headache, I was able to work, and I went for a walk at the lake that day. I remember I went to my favorite lake here. I had trouble falling asleep that day too, and I had really vivid, crazy, freaky dreams that day. But yeah, I had trouble falling asleep, and when I did fall asleep, I had really vivid dreams, but I had high energy even though I hadn't ate. I didn't do too much physical exercise, but I was able to walk and still, not pass out, not fall over and die, which most people think when you don't eat for days you're gonna do, but I was good. So day five, I woke up and I was 174.5 that morning, so about 175. And I had a slight headache and I had lower energy towards the end of the day, but I was fine at the beginning of the day. Day six, I was 174, so I pretty much plateaued. I really didn't lose any weight from day five, but that's probably because it was that time of the month around day six, and I think that's why I didn't lose any weight. Day seven, I was 171.5 that morning when I weighed in. And day seven was very hard for me. I was weak by that point. I couldn't do much. I was in bed a lot. I had a headache. I had nausea. And I had extreme hunger. And this is me, like my notes. So it was real the way I'm writing it down. And I was lightheaded and I had body pains and I felt weak. Like I was really going through it at that point. I think that if I would have broke past day seven, I would have been fine, because some people do this for 30, 40 days, but I think you have to work your way up. But for me at that time, like even the back of my throat, I remember was really like sore. Like I had like not tonsillitis, but like my tongue, and I remember swallowing when I was drinking water. It kind of hurt a little bit. That's the best way that I could describe it. So I think it's because I wasn't eating, and I don't know, it was just weird. And day eight, when I woke up, and this is the day that I actually broke the fast, I weighed 170 that morning. And it's really important the way that you break your fast whenever you do a water fast, because you don't want to I think that there's like a sickness that you can get from just rushing in and just eating food too quickly, and it can like send your body into shock. But you really want to break your smoothie. You really want to break your fast with like a green smoothie or like a soup broth or something really light that your body can take in and adjust. And y'all, another thing is that the taste of food was so like fireworks, like mind blowing. It was just like amazing. Like I can taste literally every single thing in that smoothie: the apple, the kiwi, the spinach, the kale. Like I literally could taste everything. I think I have a video of me actually drinking it. So yeah, it was like one of the happiest moments of my life, like drinking that smoothie. And then after that I had a soup, because I went to Trader Joe's before I broke my fast, because I knew I was like building up for this moment. One thing I want to mention also is that I didn't really have any bad cravings, like, oh my god, I can't take it, like I have to eat. You know, I could be around food. There was plenty of times like people tried to offer me food thinking that I was weak, but I was like, no, I am fasting. I have determined, I have promised myself I'm not gonna eat. And I think once your days end, you're like, okay, I already didn't eat for 2-3 days, so I'm not gonna eat at this point, because that would mean that me not eating the last 2 days was a waste of time, basically. So I already didn't eat, so I felt obligated, the fact that I had already not eaten and suffered for those past days, to keep going. And I was just like, no, I'm already in the game at this point. I might as well just finish strong and do this and reach my goal. I was stuck around at 188 for a minute. Like, I could not break 170, the 170s for some reason. I would get down to like 185, 180, but I would be like 178 for a minute, 177, but then boom, I'll be right back at like the mid 180s. So this really helped me get past that like weight loss plateau that I was at for like at least a year or so. It was bad. So for my BMI, they say that I need to be between, I think, 121 to 164 or something like that for me to be at a healthy weight. So I'm still 6 pounds away from my BMI weight. And if you see me, you'll be like, girl, you look fine. Because all my friends are like, oh, you look fine, you look fine. But I really just want to get to that BMI weight that they say, just so I can see what I look like and see what weight I feel comfortable at. I feel comfortable at this weight, but I still just want to get to that weight and then see, because I think I haven't been that since like college. I think freshman 15 really got me. And that's when I started climbing up from like 160, the late 150s to like 160, 164, 170. You know, it just gradually over the years got on me, because I used to be an athlete, and then I was not working out anymore, not training, but I was still eating the same, if not worse. Because, you know, you have a meal plan, and then after that, you know, you can go out to eat, you can buy whatever you want to eat. It just added up over the years, and I was taking it too far. I'm not gonna lie. I was just not loving myself at the end of the day, and I was using food as like an emotional crutch. Like, if I was bored, I would eat, you know, and it was just the choices of the food that I eat. When I broke my fast or whatever, I had that green smoothie, and then I had soup. And after that, I had like kind of stew or whatever. And I was going to ease into it. You're supposed to ease into it the first day. Then the day after that, the second day after I broke my fast, I just went crazy. I'm not going to lie. Like, I wasn't eating like burgers and fries and stuff like that. But I was eating like, I'm African, so I was eating like asida. If you're West African, they call it like fufu, whatever. I was eating fufu and stew. Like, I was going crazy, because I was like, okay, this is spinach. This is healthy. It's like spinach and peanut butter sauce or whatever, with okra. And I was eating with the fufu. I was eating it a little bit, but it was still like, I just feel like I went overboard, and boom, I gained back 10 pounds like crazy. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is not the worst thing ever. I'm still at 180, so I still maintain like a 5-pound weight loss. But after that, I was like, okay, let me circle back. And I didn't do all this starving for no reason. I was able to lose the 10 pounds by only eating 1 to 2 meals per day. Like I said, I feel like we overeat. I don't think that you need to eat a full breakfast, a full lunch, and a full dinner with snacks in between, even though that's what we're taught to do. I think that's too much freaking food. Like, for sure, for sure. I think like my stomach didn't shrink, but I feel like with fasting, it helped my stomach. I don't know, it just takes less for me to be full now. So I eat way less. I don't drink sodas and juices, like I said. I still eat plant-based. And I stay away from too many carbs, even though I love bread, pasta, pizza. That's like my favorite type of food. I stay away from that a lot, especially cheese and stuff like that. And I just, green tea, I love green tea. I drink green tea a lot. And my trusty water bottle, I fill this up and I keep it with me throughout the day. It's on my bed nightstand all the time, so that I can drink it. It's on my desk when I'm working, so I can just take a sip, and it helps me drink more water so that I can stay hydrated, and that helps me be able to maintain my weight as well. And then just doing yoga or taking a walk outside or going to the lake or just doing something, you know, dancing, going bike riding at the lake, doing something throughout the week. Doesn't always have to be just going straight to the gym. yeah, I think that that's what's helped me be able to maintain so far. And I'm so excited to get to 164 just so I can say that I reached my goal. The whole BMI thing, like, I know that you're supposed to have a BMI between 28 and 30. I'm considered overweight right now. And then if I was at 204 like I was when I started, that would be considered obese. Even though I wasn't like huge, you know, I was still considered obese for my height. So, yep, putting all my weight information out there. But I hope this video helps someone. It was all over the place, but I really wanted to share my experience because I think that fasting is amazing. And anytime someone in my life wants to fast, I'm always like, I'll do it with you to support you, you know, just because I think that it's something that we should involve in our lives on a more daily basis. It has so many health benefits. Go look into it, research it. If you're thinking about doing this, look up videos, look up articles online, look up different information to see all of the benefits for yourself. You can literally heal yourself through fasting. It's so, so good for you. And I think that it's something that we should all incorporate into our lives. Till this day, I still fast sometimes maybe one day at a time every now and then. I don't go full force and do like days. I might just do one day, but I basically do intermittent fasting now since I eat 1 to 2 meals a day. So it's probably around midday, and then I won't eat later in the day or earlier in the day just because I've never been a breakfast person. I don't like to eat as soon as I wake up, especially heavy stuff like bacon, sausage, like eggs, all of that, pancakes, like it. I just want to eat. I might have a green tea in the morning, which I love, and some mornings I'll have coffee, but not every morning. And that's just basically what I'm doing right now, and it seems to work for me. So I think that I touched on everything I want to touch on. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please share your fasting experiences if you have any. I would love to hear it, or if you're interested in doing this. Like, comment, whatever you want to do. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you guys next time.